Armchair Sports Guys present the Jackass of the Week.
You suck, you jackass.
Let's get to our favorite segment here on our Saturdays, our Jackass of the Week segment. And Sean, I'm gonna let you take this one. This MFer right here. So his name is Jared Porter, the former, for a month, Mets general manager who just got
former Red Sox.
For a Red Sox guy, also worked with the Cubs, and in this picture you see
Arizona,
the sweatshirt he's wearing with Arizona. Sean, I'm gonna let you go into this because this guy, this guy deserves Jackass of like the decade. But for right now, he gets our infamous Armchair Sports Guys Jackass of the Week. So Sean, have at it.
All right, man. I mean, it's 2021. This guy gets caught sending 60. Let me say that again. 60 consecutive text messages to a reporter, including multiple images of his genitalia, I suppose, and who knows whatever else were in those text messages. But 60, I think it ended up being 62 consecutive text messages he sent to this reporter before she had to say, "Hey, buddy, stop. Like, I don't want you to text me these pictures. I don't want this." How have we not learned by this point in 2021 that how many times has this happened? Brett Favre had this happen to him about 10 years ago with that reporter. I forget her name now. She used to work. She was a cheerleader, and then she worked for
Jen Sturger.
Multiple athletes. Guy, like, take a temperature of the room, guy. Like, this has happened. You're not the first guy to do this. You're not the first guy in a prominent role in the sports world that has done this. Take lessons from what you've learned. 62 consecutive text messages in a row to this girl. What do you think you're trying to accomplish here, Bob? I don't understand the mindset. I don't understand it at all. But the fact that you went and picked your phone up 62 individual times without response and continued to harass and send pictures and whatever else to this poor girl, it's just, that earns you Jackass of the Week 100 times out of 100. And I mean, I know there's more to the story. I don't really feel like going down that whole rabbit hole, but it's just the fact that this guy picks up his phone and just continues to blast this girl with text messages, unsolicited, and pictures and he had just gotten hired to be the general manager of a failing franchise. This guy could have been the reincarnation of like Jesus in New York if he got the Mets back to glory. And instead he's wasting his time texting some reporter pictures of his junk. And she's not even into it. She's not even into it. That's the problem. So you know what, Jared Porter, you're the Jackass of the Week. I don't really have much more to say other than that, buddy. No means no. And learn how to read the room because you are not doing it right.
Yeah, Sean, I couldn't have said it better myself.
That was me trying to be PG or PC about the way that I just talked about this guy. But you know what? There's a special place in hell for people that do stuff like that. So I'm glad he got fired. I think he deserved everything he got.
Well, I mean,
what would be the better thing is they should put on blast all the stuff he was sending to the girl.
Well, and I'm with you on that. So the thing that frustrates me, right, is this story actually was done, and I think it was 2017 or 2018,
right,
when he was in the Cubs front office, but he wasn't a general manager, right? They knew about this, and it was to a foreign female reporter, so somebody covering the, and not that it makes a difference whether it's an American female reporter or a foreign, it's still wrong nonetheless, but it was to a foreign female reporter that he put these, and it was in 20.
Sorry,
that's all right. And he was in in Chicago when this happened. So my issue is more so to add on to this is why didn't the story come out then? Why?
Yeah, not only that, or how many more are there?
Well, and that's another part too. That's a good point. But why didn't this story come out then? And why didn't this guy get fired from his job with the Cubs? Why did and I believe it was ESPN that had the story. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was ESPN that had the story. Why didn't ESPN, why did they bury this story to protect him? And I'll use that protect him loosely. I'm not saying that they did or they didn't, but to protect him when he was just this lowly scout or in the front office as just a kind of a stats nerd. But all of a sudden he gets to be a GM of one of the more prominent teams and franchises in Major League Baseball, with a new ownership. You know what I mean? They just, the Wilpons just got rid of this. They got a new ownership. The Mets have been flying off the rails, signing people, trying to get everything going, trying to get things done and get their team back to being as relevant as the Yankees are in New York, win the back page, as they say, in New York. They hire this guy, and then all of a sudden, a month after, they fire him because this story just comes out. So I again, full 1,000% blame on this guy for doing and sending 62 just text messages. You want to send 1 or 2 text messages, don't get a response back, fine. Put your phone down, right? And I would say this from a male to female, a female to male, a male to male, female to female. The other person's not interested, depending upon the type of text message you're having. They want nothing to do with getting into a relationship or whatever was said on those text messages. But you sent 62, including a bunch of dick pics. Why is this just coming out now? So I blame ESPN. Shame on ESPN. Another thing ESPN just sucks at. Why is ESPN just coming up with the story now and not then, when this guy should have been fired from the Cubs? Now, should the guy get another job back? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? I mean, that's for other people to decide, the severity of how bad, this is.
I guess it all depends on what's in the messages. I mean, obviously the dick pics are not a good starting point, but
right. But I mean, even then, I mean, it depends upon if somebody wants to hire him and take that, take that responsibility of answering those questions. But, what the hell, dude? I'm with you. Like, what the hell? But our Jackass of the Week, Jared Porter, former Major League Baseball general manager for the New York Mets, now jobless.